What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be talking to you about a definition word. What does the Bible tell us about captivity? To be captivated or to be held captive. We're going to dive into that because we do a lot of live videos. So I wanted to dive into that because we're going into that chapter tomorrow, and I wanted to get that word, get that definition out to you so you'll be able to have a better understanding. So when we go through that chapter, we are prepared to go into that Bible study. So before we get into it, I want to thank you, the people that show up on my lives every day. I want to thank you. We hold our Bible studies at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel every day at 5, as well as the people that watch it on replay. I want to thank you very much for, learning something from it. Make sure that if you are interested in going through the Bible study, that you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when I upload new videos. And if I earned your like, please press the like button. Without further ado, let's get into this word of captivated or held captive or captive. The first thing we need to learn is people could only be delivered from captivity through Jesus Christ. That's the only way that we can. And we see that Jesus Christ gave us a prescription of how to get people free from captivity. And he prescribes us 4 areas that we need to do in order to free the captives. And we see this in Luke chapter 4, verses 17 to 19. Let's head over there and let's read it. And it reads, "The scroll of Isaiah the prophet was handed to him. He unrolled the scroll and found the place where this was written, 'The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim that captives will be released, and that the blind will see, and that the oppressed will be set free, and that the time of the Lord's favor has come.'" That is God's holy word. What we actually get out of that, what do we get out of this scripture? What does it tell us? And in this scripture, it tells us that for number one, the Messiah was to be anointed by the Spirit, and that he was anointed by the Spirit, and we should be as well. But we also see as the Messiah was to preach the gospel, which is the good news, and we should do the same. Also, we see that the Messiah was to minister to the people, and we should do too. The Messiah was to preach the age of salvation to the people, and we should do the same as well. So now we ask ourselves, what causes captivity? Who and what causes us to be captives and holds us in captivity? Well, I will say that it's, for number one, is Satan, and number two, it is sin. So how do I know that? Well, if we go over to 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 26, we'll see that. And this reads, "Then they will come to their senses and escape from the devil's trap, for they have been held captive by him to do whatever he wants." And also the second one is sin. And we know this in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 to 9. So let's head over there. And this reads, "You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. For people will love only themselves and their money, and they will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like that. They are the kind of who works their way into people's homes and wins the confidence of the vulnerable women who are burdened with the guilt of sin and controlled by various desires. Such women are forever follow new teachings, but they are never able to understand the truth. These teachers oppose the truth, just as Janus and Jambres oppose Moses. They have depraved minds and a counterfeit faith, but they won't get away with this for long. Someday everyone will recognize what fools they are, just as with Janus and Jambres. That is God's holy word. So we see that our sin can actually hold us captive, but we also see, and finally, who can be held captive? Well, men, us as people. Doesn't necessarily mean men, just regular men, but women children, any human can be held captive. And it refers us back to Luke chapter 4, verse 18 again, that we read before. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor people. He has sent me to proclaim that captives will be released, that the blind people will see, that the oppressed people will be set free, and that the time of the Lord's favor has come. So we see that, and now we have a better understanding of what captivity means. And we'll read that in Isaiah chapter 40, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you, and God bless your family.